Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting video. We're going to be covering the loot table in Fortnite, which pro players and big streamers are really sick of. And with the introduction of the proximity grenade in the recent patch, it has become very clear that Epic Games is trying to target the casual players in Fortnite rather than really trying to balance the game out for competitive play, which, to be honest, we have already known this for a while now. This kind of just puts the nail in the coffin. But my question is Fortnite actually even catering towards the casual community? Because I feel like the casual community doesn't enjoy the loot table either. So what I decided to do for this video is reach out to not only the casual community, but also reach out to some top tier pro players and even some top tier content creators on YouTube and Twitch. So that way we could get a really good understanding of what everyone thinks from every part of the community. I reached out to Dakotas, Sway, Metro, the community, and more. So if you guys are excited to see their responses and learn more about this topic, do me a quick favor, drop a like on the video. Every like really helps support the channel, so shout out to all of you guys who always drop likes daily. Anyways, let's jump into it. We'll go and take a look at all of their responses, but first, let's jump into where this all started off when I made this tweet. Oh my god, this looks so bad. I know it's missing ARs and other stuff, but just shows how bad our looting system is. Credit to Crunky Trunk on Reddit, by the way, who did make this graph. But on the post, we have this image, the Fortnite loot poll. It shows SMGs right now. We have the burst SMG. Then for shotguns, we have the TAC and the combat shotgun. Then looking at the explosives, there's literally 7 things, and this isn't even counting like stink bombs or boogies. Now I know we're missing ARs in the screenshot, and some are saying drum gun should be an SMG, but it shouldn't, because drum gun doesn't take light bullets, it takes AR bullets. And that is a major issue for professional players and competitive play, which we will get into later in this video. So let's go ahead and jump into the first response. I went ahead and DM'd Dakotas and I asked him what he thought about the current loot table, and I loved his response. He said this: I truly believe that the current Fortnite loot table is designed to make the average/casual player have more of a chance against a professional/veteran Fortnite player. Epic Games has carefully and slowly over the past few months adjusted the loot tables to be incredibly stacked in favor of bad RNG. Meaning, yes, you will find guns, but 80% will most likely be grays and SMG/AKs. If you find a combat shotgun in Fortnite, when you land, you will pretty much win the area. This patch has improved this somewhat, but they still want most players finding scoped ARs, semi-autos, and explosives in the very beginning of the game. Now, I like this response because Dakotas raises a really good point, which we mentioned at the beginning of the video. It does seem like Epic Games for the past few months or even year has been catering the game towards those new players who aren't very good. But like I asked earlier, does this really do that much for the game when you're targeting just new people? Because I feel like most of the casual fan base at this point are veterans to the game and really experienced. It's honestly impossible to gauge what the actual fan base and player base of Fortnite is. Of course, I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people are trying Fortnite every single month and still trying to get into it. But I feel like the casual players and the experienced players who have been playing the game for a while and now understand it at a pretty good level is in like the millions per month. Maybe my gauge is wrong. I'd definitely like to know what you guys think about this, so leave a comment down below on what you think the player base of Fortnite is right now. But let's go ahead and move on and take a look at another response, this one coming in from Sway. And his response was very short and simple. He said, ass. Remove SMG, bow, proximity launcher, and it'll be fine. So Sway's definitely not happy with the loot table. He wants to drop the SMG completely, which, to be fair, it's our only SMG. I mean, I feel like they should just add the suppressed SMG back to the game. I think at this point, almost everybody is just so tired of seeing 30 burst SMGs when they land at the beginning of the game and they can't find any other gun. It's so bad. Anyways, I also reached out to Metro in DMs, and his response was very similar to Sway, but even worse. He said, it is dog crap. That's why I'm playing Battalion right now. Wow. Metro just doesn't even want to play the game. He'd rather play Battalion instead because the loot table is so bad. So I mentioned earlier how burst SMG is the only SMG and why that hurts pro players so much. It's because the drum gun is good, yeah? It would be a great weapon if it used the light bullets, but it doesn't. And what a lot of casual people don't know, ammo is super important in Fortnite, especially when it comes to the late game. I talked to Cease in an interview last week, and he mentioned how ammo is so crucial and having the right guns means means everything. If you're running only ARs, that means you're limited to just that medium ammo. If you have an SMG though, then you can split it up and have an AR with 200 bullets and then have an SMG with 200 bullets. And that's what the meta was before they vaulted the suppressed SMG. Everybody would carry an SMG and an AR. That way they had over 500 bullets in different ammos. So you can't do that anymore, and it makes late game so hard because you can't spam your AR as much. Before you know it, you're going to be running out on bullets. So Sway and Mitro definitely share the same opinion. Dakota's was a little more elaborate, and I definitely liked his. Let's go ahead and take a look now at what the community said about this whole entire topic. I posted this on my community page. I said, "Are you guys happy with the current loot table? Picture can be found in comments. This question is aimed at the casual community of Fortnite. Let me know." In 1 hour, we had over 15,000 votes, and only 22% said I like the loot table, and 78% said I dislike the loot table. So I don't know how accurate this is when it comes to my fan base, whether everyone is a casual, competitive, or a new player. Overall though, I think it still does say that a lot of us really dislike this loot system. So I wanted to get some more opinions. I went on Twitch and I donated to 72 hours and I asked him what he thought overall about the loot system, and here is what he said.
Fortnite guy next with $5. Hey Tom, the Fortnite guy here, making a vid about the current loot table. I'd love to have a little part of your opinion on the vid. I feel like
Pretty sure it's my height.
if everyone can get a combat shotgun, it's not that bad,
Damn it, too high.
but you need a combat shotgun.
Oh,
So like, them buffing the drop rate on the combat shotgun might be enough to make this game like very bearable. But prior to them buffing the drop rate on the combat shotgun, it was bad.
I'm sorry guys, I can't stop laughing at Poach's laugh there at the end when he's using the proximity grenade. Let's roll it again real quick just so you guys can hear. Anyway, so that's what Tom said about the loot table. I wanted to also ask him about what Dakota's was saying and Fortnite catering towards the new players. Here's what he had to say.
You think they are catering towards new players? I mean, yeah, of course they have to. Although I feel like if you're a new player, like, you're still screwed. I don't think I don't know how you cater to new players in Fortnite. Like, you have to really, really, really try to make this game playable for new characters. Like, how? New players are so screwed. Look, go play, like, if you're, like, a really good player, go play Storm Wars on, like, a Storm Wars Discord. You'll see very quickly, like, the skill gap is very, very real.
Lol.
Like, new players are so screwed. I don't know how this game is going to live, like, with... Like, it's so hard for new players. Hasn't everyone played Fortnite? Are there even new players? I feel like the whole world's playing Fortnite.
So he's kind of saying there at the end what I've been saying in this video. I feel like everybody's kind of played Fortnite, and the fan base overall is a more experienced and veteran community. Sure, new people try it here and there, but I feel like Epic Games is kind of, you know, pushing more veteran players away than they are bringing new players in. And that's through some of these crazy updates and just the awful loot table right now. So I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Be sure to leave a comment down below. But now moving on to the second part of the video, which isn't going to be too long, I do want to talk about Keemstar, Tfu's brother, and all that stuff as promised. Now, the reason I didn't put it in the title or in the thumbnail is just so people will stop saying, you know, I'm clout chasing and all I want to do is get views from it, because I genuinely don't really care about that. I know whatever I make on YouTube is still going to get a decent amount of views and I'm still going to make money. I just really enjoy talking about it and I feel very involved because it is about our Fortnite scene. Tfu, FaZe, and High Sky, it's all about us. It's crazy, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, I mainly want to go over some tweets coming out from Tfu's brother. His name is Jack. He owns a YouTube channel with like 4 million subscribers. He said this about Keemstar. Listen guys, I've known Keemstar for years and helped him with Drama Alert at least a dozen times. With that being said, he no longer has any integrity as a reporter and has held so many facts from his videos and reports it's disgusting and shameful. I really used to like Keem and used to work with him a lot, but I refused to stand behind someone who is clearly so one-sided. This is coming from someone who worked with him several times and called him a friend. I can honestly say I'll never support him again. Then he went on to tweet this one, which I find really funny. Doesn't care about High Sky, runs out of stuff to talk about, deletes tweet, all of a sudden cares about High Sky. Keemstar tweeted this out: "That High Sky story is not interesting, I don't care. Show me a video about it with 1 million views and I'll care." So Keemstar tweeted this out like 4 or 5 days ago, and then once he saw there were so many people talking about High Sky, Tfue, and FaZe, he decided to jump on it and he deleted that tweet. And then another one, daily reminder, Keemstar deleted this tweet. He does not care about High Sky and only wants to start drama to get views and make money, and it's the same tweet again. And then another one, another daily reminder, Keemstar is losing subscribers because everyone realized he is a biased sellout with no integrity. So clearly Jack is standing up for his brother and he believes that Keemstar is, biased, unfair, and all that stuff. Well, Keemstar made a lot of responses to Jack and he said this: "Hi guys, I'm Jack and I'm mad because Keemstar keeps saying that my brother got a 12-year-old's Twitch and Twitter banned. I'm going to keep on saying it, so stay mad." Then he said, "In your own statement you said you support me and Drama Alert for years. Now that the story is about your bro, all of a sudden my show is biased and I'm bad at my job. LMFAO, get the F out of here, Jack. Where's that team that Tfue's making that you told me about? More lies." And then Keem also said, "As I told you in the DMs, that's your brother and you have to defend him. If you didn't, you would be a bad brother. I'm not mad at you, I get it. But your bro got a 12-year-old's Twitch and Twitter banned." Now, I'm sure you guys already know what my opinion is on this. I don't think it's Tfue's fault that High Sky got banned off Twitter and Twitch. I blame FaZe for it, and I blame High Sky for it. It was their decision to do it and to continue lying about it. It was eventually going to get exposed. I mean, like I said, even Blaze said it before on stream. So it's not like Tfue was the first one to do it. So there's no way, shape, or form you can blame him. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like on it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below with your opinion. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.